Welcome back to the Battle Camp. Thank you for clicking on this video. If it's your first time, please hit the subscribe button. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back. So I just saw online on Twitter news that Manny Pacquiao has apparently signed some sort of contract with Rizin. Now, if you don't know what a Rizin is an MMA promotion based out of Japan, and it's the very same promotion that Floyd Mayweather had that exhibition fight on, with or at. And the top boy, the head of Rizin, the CEO, a gentleman by the name of Nubiyaki Sakagibara, I think. Probably pronouncing that completely wrong. So apologies. He tweeted a picture of him shaking Manny Pacquiao's hand, and another one of Manny Pacquiao looking at some paperwork with a pen in his hand, meaning that he's, on the verge of signing this deal, or he's already signed the deal and he's just double checking the small print. And he's written, "I'm here in the Philippines. Rizin 15 will have this man involved in a way. We'll have this man involved in a way. We'll be ready to announce as I get back to Japan. Rizin 15, Manny Pacquiao." So Rizin 15 is going to happen in April, this month, April 21. So that's what, 2 weeks away. So Manny Pacquiao's involvement, I mean, I don't think it's any. I can't see him just jumping in the ring and having an exhibition fight on such short notice. He'll probably just be in the arena, sitting in the audience, watching the fights, and they'll put the camera on him on occasion, and the Manny Pacquiao will smile, wave, thumbs up, and then put a fist up, because that's what fighters do when the camera goes on them and they're in the crowd. Smile, wave, thumbs up, and then fist up, like you're ready to fight. That's usually the protocol if you're a professional fighter. If you're sitting in the audience and the camera comes on you, you smile, maybe even wink, smile, wink, wave, thumbs up, and then fist. Anyway, yeah, so Manny Pacquiao is going to be involved with Rizin. So Rizin was, okay, so if you're a boxing fan, MMA, in MMA, you had the UFC, and you had an organization called Pride, which was based in Japan. So that was the biggest. So them two were the two big organizations. So in Asia, Pride was the biggest organization. Pride dissolved, or UFC bought Pride, and then it dissolved, and then another organization was born called Dream, and now that's kind of died. And this guy, who was the owner or the CEO of Pride, and I'm pretty sure he was of Dream. He created Rizin. The reason why I'm telling you this background is he's used to being um, the number one MMA organization in Asia. That's all changed now. One FC, which is obviously a separate organization, they're the big boys in Asia. In fact, you could probably argue that they're the second biggest MMA organization in the world, behind the UFC, in terms of the kind of audience that they're able to attract, just because Asia's so big, and they've got TV deals in a lot of the major markets within Asia. They consistently pack out arenas, 20,000 seat arenas and things of that nature. They've got a really good roster. They've recently signed ex-UFC fighters and things of that nature, ex-champions, so really high level fighters. So I think this, I mean, I'm not saying, oh, Rizin are doing this to try and kind of compete with ONE FC, because ONE FC are basically signing legit MMA fighters and putting on really good cards with really competitive fights, whereas Rizin is more just about gimmicks, putting kind of freak shows on. Even like that, they had a fight with this lady called Gabby Garcia, who's literally like a 250, 300 pound woman. She's 6 foot something, maybe 6 foot 6 foot 13 or 6 foot 14. That's a joke, because I know there's only 12 inches in her foot, but she's fucking huge. And Like she fought like this 40 year old ex-pro wrestler, or a current pro wrestler. And when I say pro wrestler, I don't mean fucking Olympic wrestling. I mean Vince McMahon and Stephanie McMahon wrestling. Like a Japanese lady. She was fat as fuck, probably about 5'4", and she had an actual pro fight, an MMA fight with Garcia. That's the kind of shit that Ryzen like to do. This Mayweather, quote unquote exhibition fight, bit of a freak show, a bit pointless. You got a fucking um, an exhibition fight as part of an actual MMA card. Does that make sense? Like you won't see that on any other promotions card. You won't just see a random exhibition fight. I can understand if they have that as a one of these gala events for charity or whatever, but you don't really get that during an actual MMA card or a boxing card. You don't just get a random freak show event. And like I did say earlier, I don't think Manny Pacquiao will be getting physical or doing anything physical as part of this show. But it's like the Rizin are desperate because they don't actually have any kind of, as far as I know anyway, they don't have any high level MMA fighters. All the best Asian fighters seem to be fighting for ONE FC, and anyone from the West, like Western fighters, they're obviously with Bellator, UFC, and now obviously with Rizin. I was just looking at this article on Bloody Elbow, and it says Rizin 15 happens on April 21, and we'll have Kyoji Horiguchi defending his title against UFC vet Ben Nguyen. So I know who Horiguchi is, but I can't say that I know who Bet Nguyen is, and that's their main event. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just gonna go on Wikipedia to see what the actual fight card is. Rizin 15. Oh shit. Okay, so King Mo's fighting on that card, Mohamed Lawal. So that's he's a big name. So obviously he's signed to Bellator, but I'm not sure what kind of deal he's got because he fights in both Rizin and Bellator. So there's some sort of agreement to let him flip between the two. Ben Nguyen, I'm surprised he's 30 years old, so he's in kind of age wise he's in his prime. Okay, so he's recently been released from the UFC. He's a flyweight. Okay, so these are smaller guys. Okay, that makes sense. I don't know why I'm actually still recording this because I'm just doing this for my own FYI, my own information. But you can go on the Wikipedia page for the Rizin organization and look at this fight card at your own leisure, or leisure if you're American, because they say leisure. Anyway, put your comments below. Let me know what you think about this acquisition of Manny Pacquiao services for one evening. Don't be scared to hit the subscribe button. Please share this with your friends, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.